Welcome to Halachot of Niddah. This will be part 18 of the class. Today's topic, not sure when the bleeding started. Rav David Yosef Shluta in the Sefer Taharat Habayit is going to discuss a scenario. What happens if a woman is accustomed to seeing blood at sunrise, but it's not known to us when did her period start? Did it start the night before, meaning did it start a few minutes before sunrise and then continued into sunrise? So what she's seeing now is really from the night before. Or are we going to say no, that really whatever she sees now, I'm going to start counting from today? Now what's the difference? There is a very big difference. In halakha there's a very big difference, because if I'm going to say that she started seeing a few minutes before Netzach Hama and then it continued into sunrise, then we're going to have to apply the halachot that we learned in part 17 of the class. Next time around, she has to stay away from her husband the night of, plus whatever amount of time that she went into the following day, like was explained in part 17 of the class. Are we going to say that same rule over here, or are we going to say no, we're not going to be stringent? We're just going to say, since this woman is accustomed to seeing it at the net, and we don't know really when it begins, but we can go really after the assumption, when did she see it? At net? So let's just say that the next time around, the husband has to go ahead and stay away from her only during the day and not the night. So really, he's allowed to be with her the night of. He's able to be with her an extra day. So that is a very big difference in halakha. If I'm looking, did she start bleeding at night? If I say she started bleeding at night, then the husband can sleep with her the night of, plus whatever time it went into the day, like explained in part 17 of the class. But if I say that since she only saw her period at sunrise, why should I assume she began seeing it at night? So therefore, next time around, I'm going to say the night of, she's allowed to have relations. It's just what we're going to say, that during the day, she can't have relations. So let's just go ahead and try to see this halakha inside in the Sefer Taharat Habayit by Rav David Yosef Shlita. What happens if you have a woman who is accustomed to seeing blood at sunrise exactly? And the thing is not unknown to us clearly. It's not known to her. Did she start seeing this blood prior to sunrise or after sunrise? She doesn't know. How is she supposed to know? Can you imagine a woman is sleeping and now she feels blood coming out of her? She wakes up, she looks at the time, she sees it sunrise. When did it start? Did it start 3 minutes before sunrise, 5 minutes before sunrise? Or did it really start right now at sunrise? She doesn't know. Comes Rav David Yosef and he says, "Ein tzarich lifrosh memena ela beyom bilvad." You only have to separate from her only for the day alone. V'chol halayla, and the whole night muteret ad hanetzach hama, and the whole night she's allowed to sleep with her husband until sunrise. So you see, he wins a night. Versus in the previous class, in part 17 of the class, if she would have seen at the night, she loses the night because she saw at night. But over here, since she sees at sunrise, she gains the night, but the whole day becomes forbidden on her. So once again, we have a makeshift calendar. So it's going to be called not sure when she saw her period, meaning she knows she sees at sunrise, but she doesn't know when it begins. So let's say, Rabotai, that the woman saw on the month of Av on the 9th. Right over here. Like explained in the previous class. Sunday is the night of 9th. Monday is the day of 9th. So we're going to say, let's say she saw her period at sunrise, but is not sure when did it start. Did it start on Sunday, meaning a few minutes before day, before sunrise? Or did the bleeding really start after sunrise on the day of the 9th of Av? So Rav David Yosef Shlita says you don't have to be afraid of the night time. So we're going to take away the night time. we're going to only stick to the day. Let's make it simple. So basically, if a woman saw her period at sunrise, which in this case would be Monday morning, we're going to say next time around, which is going to be the 8th of Elul, we're going to tell her when is she prohibited of sleeping with her husband? Only during the day, and it's going to be on a Tuesday, because remember, Rabotai, again, on the 8th of Elul, Monday is going to be the night of the 8th. Tuesday is going to be the day of the 8th of Elul. So therefore, we're going to tell her next time around, since over here, on the 9th of Av, we're going after the day, beautiful, 30 days later, which is the average ona, we're going to tell her also you have to stay away from your husband during the day, right over here, Rabotai. You have to stay away from your husband only during the day. But what about the night? What about Monday night? We're going to say over here, she's allowed to go ahead and she's allowed to sleep with him, and it's not a problem. Up to when is she allowed to sleep with her husband? All the way up until sunrise. If he knows he can finish 30 seconds or 10 seconds before sunrise, he's allowed to go ahead and have relations with his wife literally up until sunrise. So that's what Rav David Yosef Shutai is telling us. You are allowed to sleep the whole night, which is Monday night of the 8th of Elul, but during the day it's forbidden. But during the day, which is Tuesday of the month of Elul, which is going to be the 8th of the day, you're not allowed to have relations with her. So that's what Rav David Yosef Shutai Islam goes over here. You only have to separate from her only during the duration of the day, the whole day, meaning from sunrise until sunset. The whole night you're going to be allowed to go ahead and sleep with her. Now Rabotai, Rav David Yosef Shutai is going to give us a different scenario, but similar to sunrise, but now it's going to be with sunset. So whatever laws we applied to sunrise, we're going to apply to sunset. And so too. What happens if you have a woman, she's accustomed to seeing at sunset? But the thing is not known to us clearly. We don't know, when did this period start? Did the period start before sunrise, which would be the day? Or did the period start after sunrise, which would be the night? Now again, there's a very big difference. If I'm going to say it started from before sunset into sunset, the next time around, she's not allowed to be with her husband that whole day, plus the amount of time that went into sunset. But if I'm going to tell you that, look, when did she really see it? Why do I have to be concerned that she might have seen it before sunset? Let me just focus on what she saw right now. The assumption is she saw it now, must be it started now. If I'm going to say that it started now, so then that's beautiful. Next time around, she's going to be allowed to be with her husband during the day, and only at night, the whole period, she's not going to be allowed to sleep with him. So that's what he's telling us over here. And if the thing is not known to us clearly, we don't know when did she see it. Did she see it before sunrise? No. Did she see it before sunset or after sunset? She doesn't know. How is she going to know? She's always accustomed to getting it at sunset, but she's not sure if it came before or after. So we're going to tell you, you only have to separate from her only at night. Since the woman is accustomed to getting it at sunset, I'm not going to be afraid maybe she got it before sunset or after sunset. No. Don't maybe before or after. No, it's after sunset. That's how we're going to look at it. Since it's after sunset, next time around when she's anticipating her period, we're going to tell her, you have to stay away from your husband the whole night. And the whole day prior to sunset, she's allowed to have relations with him. She's allowed to have relations with him up until sunset. So comes Rav David Yosef Shluta and he tells us, if a woman had a doubt, if a woman has a doubt when she sees at sunrise, did this period start maybe before sunrise or maybe after sunrise? We're going to say it started after sunrise. So therefore, next time around, he has to only separate from her during the day, and the night before the day, you're allowed to sleep with your wife up until sunrise. The other way around, what happens if a woman is accustomed to seeing at sunset? She doesn't know. Maybe it probably started before sunset. Maybe it started after sunset. No, we're not concerned. Before, after, don't make this doubt. We're going to say that since she saw it at sunset, it had to have started after sunset and not before sunset. The benefit of that is that she's allowed to be with her husband during the day until sunset. But after sunset, since by Niddah laws, sunset is considered to be night, you're not allowed to sleep with her all the way up until sunrise. Review. In today's halakha, it's dealing with a woman whose time of bleeding begins exactly at the transition point, either at sunrise or at sunset. And we don't know if it started just before or just after. The case, she sees blood exactly at sunrise. We do not know if it began slightly before, which is still night, or slightly after, which is still daytime. She sees blood exactly at sunset, shkia. We do not know if it began slightly before daytime, or slightly after, which is nighttime. The halakha, if the woman sees at sunrise, since it's unclear whether it began before or after sunrise, we are strict only for the daytime. That means the entire night before is permitted until hanetz, until sunrise. After sunrise, she's forbidden as during her usual onat vesta. Right, Rabotai? Because remember, once we establish that this woman is a woman that sees at sunrise, and we're going to say that it really started after sunrise, so we're going to say to her that she's going to be asur on her husband, just like on her regular ona, which is going to be for that day alone, not the night, only the day. At sunset, what happens if the woman she saw at sunset, which is shkia? Same rule, but reversed. Since it's unclear if it started before or after sunset, we don't know when it started. We are strict only for the night alone. That means the whole day before is permitted until sunset. From sunset onwards, she's forbidden until sunrise. The logic, Rabotai, normally when she begins bleeding clearly in the night or clearly in the day, we separate in that time frame. We'll tell you that next time around, when did she see at night? Separate at night. When did she see during the day? Separate during the day. But when it's exactly at the sunrise or when it's exactly at the sunset, and it's not clear if it belongs to the time before or after, I don't know. Listen, a woman sees exactly at sunrise. A woman sees exactly at sunset. When is the beginning period? Since, Rabotai, it's not clear to us if it belongs to the time before or after, Chazal did not make us be strict for both. Instead, if it's at sunrise, if the woman is accustomed to seeing at sunrise, can you imagine, Rabotai? You know something? Let me just share with you like this. Today is September 16th, Elul 23rd. Sunrise today was 6:37 a.m. If this woman went ahead and she saw her period start at 6:37, we're going to tell you, don't worry, maybe it could have began prior to 6:37. No, it started at 6:37, we're going to follow the day. That's what he says. If it's at sunrise, if she's accustomed to seeing at sunrise, don't make any problems. Only day is treated as her time. That means next time around, the husband has to stay away from her only during the day, the whole day, from sunrise until sunset. But before sunrise and after sunset, he's allowed to go ahead and have relations with her. Now, what about the other way around? If it's at sunset, okay, and for today's calendar, sunset today is going to be Shkia is at 7:02. So what happens if she sees a period at 7:02, but we don't know, maybe it really started at 7 o'clock or maybe 7:01. No, don't make problems. Go after what she saw right now. If she's accustomed to seeing it at sunset, keep it at sunset. Only night is treated as her time, which means to say that next time around, when she's anticipating the period to come that she has to stay away from her husband, we're going to tell her to go after the night period alone. That means for that, on a benunit, whatever that date is going to fall on, we're going to tell you that whole night you're not allowed to have relations with your husband, but the day before the night and the day after the night, you're allowed to go ahead and have relations with your husband. Rabotai, have a great day. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen ve amen.